When a municipal councillor takes office, they provide an oath of office. They have to say an oath of office. The oath is to the community at large. It's not to the individual ward that they might represent. So this is, to my knowledge, Strathcona County is one of only 3 municipalities in the province that uses wards in an urban setting. Us, Edmonton and Calgary. In a rural setting, of course, there are divisions, wards or divisions. So rural municipalities will use the equivalent of wards, but in an urban, we do, Edmonton and Calgary does. Even for, I was checking, because Fort McMurray is an oddity, they have a series of wards, but they have at-large in Fort McMurray, and then the wider MD of Wood Buffalo, RM of Wood Buffalo has wards in some of the outlying communities. So us, Edmonton and Calgary, to the best of my knowledge, unless somebody wants to correct me. So we've already talked a bit about this. The role of the councillor, of course, is to think strategically, to be looking at the best interest of the municipality, to think in coordination with vision and mission strategic priorities. The administration here is actually really good at a document called a request for a decision, or RFD. When they're asking council to make a decision, they will often support, if not always, they'll support it based on the alignment of the decision they're asking council to make to the strategic plan. And I think that that's a really good benefit that we do, it's Strathcona, it's not me, it's them, that Strathcona County does that many, if not most other Alberta municipalities unfortunately don't do. You have a responsibility here to participate in meetings. In fact, if you aren't voting when you are supposed to vote on an issue, that's one of the reasons for disqualification from office. So it's a pretty serious thing. They want people to be there for the tough decisions. You have to vote if you're not otherwise precluded from voting. I'll talk about that a little later too. We've already talked about directing the Chief Administrative Officer, the Chief Commissioner or Chief Administrative Officer. So that's your sole employee. And finally here on this one is keeping confidence. This is the piece about in camera. So there are significant penalties, it's bad, if you talk about things that were discussed in camera, out of camera. And I mentioned we do a lot of municipal inspections, and this is also one of the things that we see quite a lot. We hear talk around town about so-and-so knows something that they shouldn't have the ability to know but do know, and because it was discussed in camera.